If you have any of the 3 main guard builds on NBA 2K20, an offensive threat, a two-way slash and playmaker, or a playmaking shot creator, and you want to figure out what badge layout you want to use for 2s, 3s, 1v1 court, anything, I'll be showing you guys all of that in this video. If this video helps you out in any way, leave a like, and let's get right into the video. Alright YouTube, it's Quil, and I'm coming back at you with a new video, and as you can see, I'm on my offensive threat. This will be the first player that I show you guys. I'll be going through first my offensive threat, then my two-way slashing playmaker, and then finally my playmaking shot creator. If you just want to skip ahead and find out, a certain player, what badges you want to use, I will leave in the top of the comments a timestamp of every single player if you want to use that. So if this video helps you out in any way, do me a favor, leave a like. Let's try and smash 2,000 likes, and let me show you the first badge layout. So as you can see, this is my badge layout for my offensive threat. The best badge layout, 15, 20, 15, and 6. And no matter what court you are on, the 1v1 court, the 2v2 court, the 3v3 court, or 5v5 record pro-am, this is how you should always have your finishing badges on this build. Contact finisher, fancy footwork, slithery finisher are the 3 core finishing badges, and then being 6'3", Giant Slayer activates on literally every single layup because nobody is shorter than 6'3". Nobody makes a myplayer shorter than that. Next is shooting badges, and the same exact thing applies. It doesn't matter if you're in the 1v1, 2v2, 3s. These are the 5 shooting badges you should always have on. Now, if you have more shooting badges, then go ahead to my playmaking shot creator because I have more shooting badges on him. So later in the video when I show those ones, you can see which ones I put on if you have more. But these should be the 5 shooting badges you have on Hall of Fame at all times. Easily the 5 best. Most important probably goes quick draw, range extender, hot zone hunter, deadeye, and then green machine. Now, playmaking badges is the main thing that I change when I'm playing 2s and when I'm playing 3s. So let's start off with 2s. When I'm playing 2s, this is what I run. Gold bailout, gold dimer, gold handles for days, gold quick first step, and gold unpluckable. Now, if I'm playing with someone that can't really shoot, I'll put my bailout down to bronze, I'll put my unpluckable down to silver, and I'll put my floor general gold. When I'm playing with people like MJ, Bandit, Stumpy, I gotta run gold floor general and gold dimer. And when I'm running 3s, this is what I always run. Bailout, dimer, handles for days, quick first step, and unpluckable. You're gonna see these 3 are pretty much the main important badges. All these are. I feel like every single category has 5 key essential badges. Now say you're on the 1v1 court. This is the badge layout I would go with. Instead of dimer and bailout or dimer and floor general, you just replace it with ankle breaker and space creator. Now this build really isn't that good on the 1v1 court. The next build I show you, my two-way slash and playmaker, is the best build on the 1v1 court. So if you want the best badges for that, stick around. And then with only 6 defensive badge points on this build and 6'3", you're just straight up a defensive liability. But if you're guarding ball on the 2s, this is what I run. Always have gold clamped if you have to guard ball, which I mean, like I said, this is my 2s badge layout. Silver intimidator, and then just bronze interceptor. Just, I don't know, I've really liked playing passing lanes. I'm an aggressive defensive player, so that's why I put that there. And then when I'm playing 3s, I have a very unique badge layout. That's because, when you're playing 3s, you're guarding corner with a lockdown. I'm talking about comp 3s, right? If you're playing 3s and you're guarding ball with this build, run the one I just showed you for the 2s. But if you're guarding the corner, I put gold interceptor to get more passing lane steals, intimidator, and then pogo stick, because lockdowns are going to try and mash on you if you're small. So that is my offensive threat. Now let me get into my two-way slashing playmaker. So probably the most overpowered, best all-around point guard build in the game, just straight up build in the game, the two-way slashing playmaker. Let's get into his badges. And the thing is, I don't even have to waste that much time on finishing, because you guys see, I have the same exact finishing badge layout as my offensive threat, just instead of these 3 being Hall of Fame and Giant Slayer being gold, each badge is 1 tier lower. Like I said, they're just the best finishing badges in the game. There's really no reason to use anything besides these 4 unless obviously you have extra finishing badge points. And if you do, the next best badges is Acrobat, Consistent Finisher, and Relentless Finisher. Those 3 are the best 3 behind these 4, but these 4 are just the best 4 no matter what you're on. 2s, 3s, 1v1, or Pro-Am or Rec. Now the shooting badges you see is way different than my offensive threat. No green machine, no Deadeye. You don't have enough shooting badges for that, but if you have 10 shooting badges, you should be able to shoot consistently with any build, and this build is a 71 3-pointer. But gold's quick draw, you can use either gold or silver, right? You don't need gold's quick draw, but I would recommend it, especially if you use my jump shot 38 LAG. Gold range extender, this is a must. You need the range extender to be the highest it can possibly be. Hot zone hunter, the most important shooting badge on this build, honestly. See, I have a hotspot at the top of the key and the right wing. So whenever I shoot from the left wing, my jump shot is way less consistent. If you ever want to check where your hotspots are and you don't want to, go into a game and walk around the court, go to stats. I'll show you guys mine right here. Go to stats, go to roster, click down right on the analog stick, go over to hot zones, and then click X. Actually, you see, I don't even have a hot zone at the top of the key. I have one in the right corner and the right wing. That's mainly where I ISO from, so that is where my jump shot has been really consistent lately. So hot zone hunter is insanely important for this build and any build without a very high 3-pointer. And then lastly, you get 1 shooting badge left, or badge point, and you can go either hot start, green machine, or Deadeye. Any of those 3 is fine. I went hot start just because I feel like bronze green machine and bronze Deadeye don't really have an effect. If you don't want to go hot start, I would go Deadeye next, but I personally use hot start. I actually feel like it does help after I make my first shot. I really feel like I don't miss after that. So once again, playmaking badges is the first badges on this build that you actually change when you go from the 1s, 2s, 3s, or Pro-Am. This badge layout right here is my badge layout if I'm running 2s on this build. I love Hall of Fame bailout. You can pass out of literally anything. Hall of Fame floor general, Hall of Fame handles for days. Same thing. If I'm playing with like MJ or if I'm playing with Bandit or Stumpy, I put both those down 1 and I go Hall of Fame dimer. Bailout all the way down to bronze because you can still pass out of mainly everything with bailout bronze. And then obviously these 2 your teammates should never miss. Now if you're playing the 1v1 court on this build, and this build is probably one of the best builds on the 1v1 court, this is the badge layout I would go with. Ankle breaker, Hall of Fame, space creator, Hall of Fame, and then these 3 Hall of Fame. There's just no reason for floor general, bailout, or dimer. If you notice the trend, I'm showing you there are pretty much 7 or 8 core badges for every build. Ankle breaker, floor general, dimer, handles for days, quick first step, space creator, and unpluckable, the key playmaking badges. But once again, this is mainly what I do want to run as my playmaking badges. And then last is defensive badges. And now what you're seeing here is what I would use on the 2s and strictly the 2s. Actually, I would run this same badge layout on the 3s. Honestly, I run a unique defensive badge layout. Now, clamps, intimidator, pick dodger, pickpocket should be Hall of Fame. But not very many people like Hall of Fame interceptor. I noticed that it really helps you get animations, and like I said, I'm a very aggressive defensive player, so Hall of Fame Interceptor really helps me out. So this is my badge layout on the 2s and the 3s. And on the 1v1 court, this build is so good on defense that all you need is Intimidator, clamps, and pogo stick for the perimeter defense. And pogo stick really isn't perimeter defense, it's paint. And then when post scores pull up, moving truck, post move lockdown, and pogo stick all gold, plus pickpocket and intimidator. This build on the 1v1 court is so good. With this badge layout, it makes it even better. So that is my 2-way slash and playmaker. Last build, let's get into the playmaking shot creator. So the playmaking shot creator, what I feel like is the most popular point guard build out there. Let's get into his badges. So my playmaking shot creator has 1, 22, 23, and 4. I actually made him on day 1. And with only 1 finishing badge, there's really not much to talk about. You don't have that high of finishing on this build. You rarely go up in the paint unless it's wide open. So if you are going to go up contested with a few seconds left, you might as well have fancy footwork on bronze. Now for the shooting badges, I hope you noticed a trend here unless you just skip to the video. Deadeye, Hot Zone Hunter, Range Extender, Quick Draw, Green Machine. 5 core Hall of Fame badges. And then like I said, with the extra 2 badge points you get on this build, I ended up putting them on silver hot start after you make your first shot with this build, so you can hit some crazy stuff with all these badges and then plus the hot start boost. I would run this badge layout on the once court, which you should never ever bring this build to the 1v1 court ever, honestly. The 2s, I run this badge layout. The 3s, I would run this badge layout on everything except for, you know, Pro-Am 5v5. If you play that, this might surprise you, but I would put on deep fades. If you didn't know, this build is like a 95 fade, post fade or something. So deep fade silver is really glitchy on playmaking shot creators. But yeah, you guys see the 5 main core shooting badges. It hasn't really changed since, you know, October. Now if you're playing with an inside center on this build, which I mean, I'm pretty sure when most people play with playmaking shot creators, they like playing with inside centers, or else you would just be on the offensive threat. This is the badge layout I would go with. No need for floor general or dimer, Hall of Fame bailout, and then the first time you're seeing this, Lob City Passer. Just for, you know, inside center whenever they cut, gold Lob City Passer will help you out. But if you're running with the outside center, running 3s with an outside center, and you have a lock in the corner, this is the badge layout I would run. Those extra 3, actually not 3, those extra 8 playmaking badges you get on this build, those extra 3 playmaking badges you get on this build compared to the 2-way slash and playmaker make a big difference, because gold bailout and no bailout is huge. And lastly, the playmaking badges. I mean, if you're guarding ball, like I said earlier, clamps needs to be the highest. That's on gold. And then with one more left, intimidator bronze. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If it helped you out in any way, if you guys are going to use any of these badge layouts, do me a favor, leave a like. Let's try and smash 2,000 likes on this video. Sub if you're new, and I'm out.